What if the next global superpower doesn't need an army? What if all it needs is a way to get inside your head? The concept of mind control weapons sounds like something straight out of a dystopian novel, a far-fetched sci-fi thriller. But what if I told you that the line between fiction and reality is blurring faster than we can comprehend? Tonight, we're not just talking about technology. We're peering into a future that could redefine warfare, freedom, and the very essence of what it means to be human. Prepare to question everything. Imagine a world where the next great war isn't fought with bombs and bullets, but with whispers planted directly into the minds of soldiers and citizens. A world where your deepest fears, your most private thoughts, are no longer your own. This isn't just a chilling thought experiment. The seeds of this reality are being planted today, not in secret weapons labs, but in hospitals and research centers, all in the name of healing. We see the miracles every day. Brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, are giving hope to the hopeless. A paralyzed person moving a robotic arm with just a thought. Someone trapped in their own body by locked-in syndrome, finally able to communicate with their loved ones again. These are triumphs of human ingenuity, beautiful and profound. But every great technological leap casts a long shadow, and we have to ask the unsettling question: how quickly can a tool that heals be twisted into a weapon that controls? To understand this terrifying possibility, we need to look at the science. It's happening right now. Researchers are mapping our neural pathways with breathtaking precision. They're learning the language of the brain. Technologies like advanced transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS, are already used to treat depression by sending magnetic pulses into specific parts of the brain. Non-invasive optogenetics, once a distant dream, offers the potential to switch neurons on and off with light. These are tools for healing, yes, but they offer a chilling glimpse into the mechanics of direct neural manipulation. Think about it. Real-time fMRI and high-density EEG are getting so powerful they're not just observing brain activity anymore. They are on the cusp of decoding it. They're starting to see the shapes of our thoughts, the electrical storms of our emotions. When you can read the language of the brain, how far are you from being able to write in it? How far are you from being able to insert a thought, erase a memory, or trigger an emotion that isn't yours? This isn't just one single technology, it's a terrifying convergence. Imagine a weapon that uses precise electromagnetic fields to influence brain states from a distance, or another that uses ultra-low frequency sound, inaudible to the human ear, to create feelings of unease, confusion, or even pure panic in a crowd. This leads us to the different potential forms of these weapons. First, there's direct neural manipulation. The most audacious and terrifying, the ability to implant thoughts or alter memories. Imagine a captured soldier believing they want to reveal secrets, or a key political figure suddenly changing their lifelong convictions. The implications are staggering. Second, cognitive disruption. This is less about specific control and more about creating chaos. Imagine a battlefield where an entire platoon is suddenly overcome with debilitating apathy, unable to fight, or a city center where a peaceful protest is instantly transformed into a panicked, stampeding mob, not by a visible threat, but by an invisible signal that targets the fear center of their brains. And third, subconscious influence, the most insidious of all, using subliminal messages or frequency-based manipulation to slowly shape opinions, erode morale, and guide behavior without the target ever knowing they're being influenced. It's a silent, invisible puppeteer pulling the strings of society. Of course, the hurdles are immense. Every human brain is unique, a complex and chaotic universe of its own. What works on one person might have no effect on another, or worse, have a completely unpredictable one. Signal integrity over distance is a massive challenge, but we have a history of underestimating how quickly technology can overcome such obstacles. The question isn't just, can it be done, but what happens when it is? This brings us to the edge of a profound ethical abyss. If this technology becomes a reality, what happens to free will? The very idea of personal autonomy, the foundation of our legal and moral systems, evaporates. How can you have consent when your desires can be manufactured by an outside force? It's not just a weapon against an enemy, it's a weapon against the human soul. The concept of self becomes a battlefield, and the geopolitical consequences catastrophic. Forget the nuclear arms race. Imagine a new, silent arms race for cognitive dominance. A world where nations pour trillions into developing and defending against weapons that can't be seen, can't be detected, and can't be stopped by traditional military might. A superpower might not be the one with the most tanks, but the one with the most advanced neuro-weaponry. It's a silent war fought in the neurons of our brains, where the front line is everywhere and nowhere, and this threat won't be confined to battlefields. What happens when this power falls into the hands of authoritarian regimes for domestic repression, or non-state actors, terrorists, with the ability to turn a population against itself? The paranoia would be rampant. Trust, the very glue that holds society together, would dissolve. You wouldn't just be afraid of your government, you'd be afraid of your own thoughts. So what can we do? How do we safeguard the last, truly private space we have, our own minds? The first step is acknowledging the threat. We need to start a global conversation. We must develop neural firewalls, technologies designed to detect and block unauthorized neural influence. We need to invest in cognitive resilience training, teaching people to recognize and resist mental manipulation, strengthening the fortitude of the human mind. But technology alone won't save us. This requires unprecedented international cooperation. We urgently need new treaties, new arms control agreements, specifically addressing neuroweaponry before the race truly begins. We need intelligence sharing and multilateral diplomacy to create and enforce global norms that declare the human mind off limits as a battleground. As we stand on this precipice, looking into a future that is both brilliant and terrifying, we have to ask ourselves a fundamental question. What is our responsibility? As scientists, as policymakers, as citizens of this world? We have a fleeting chance to shape this future, to draw a line in the sand and say that the human mind, the seat of our consciousness, our love, our dreams, will not become the ultimate weapon. We must act now before our very thoughts are no longer our own. Thank you for joining me on this journey into a difficult but necessary topic. If this conversation resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the future we are creating. Stay curious, stay aware, and stay safe.